Hello, everyone. We are back on ARK, and thanks again for everybody who joined the 10 subscriber special last time. We just have some chores to do real quick, and I'm checking out some new settings for audio and stuff that I think will work a little bit better. So, yeah, so we'll be on here for just a little while. I'm gonna pick up ears and then go out. There's a new guy that Butterman picked up last time at the end of the stream. And I think I saw just a minute ago that there may be a red drop right over here someplace. So we're going to hop up there and try to go grab whatever it was. It may have disappeared already. Yep. But we'll go get this blue one instead. So, like I was saying, thanks for joining. We have a lot of stuff to build, so we actually have a lot of resources together. And as you know, if you've played ARK before, or anything like Minecraft or anything like that, any building survival game, that means it's grind time. So we'll have to grind some resources here and see what we can do. I think we have a shotgun that we need to make. We have a couple bows, I believe. One for Butterman, one for myself. Because oh yeah, this is your usual drop over here, with just blueprints of stuff that everybody has already. That's okay. We have gotten some pretty amazing blueprints in the past. But mainly we have those things to make, and then they require a lot of polymer, so we have to go and grab the obsidian. We have to grab stone, which, funny enough, we live in a really good place for it, as you can see by looking around. But stone is probably one of the things that's the least fun to gather here on Scorched Earth, because it also comes with a ton of sand. And so we're just going to check out these two drops and then make our way back to the base to start gathering those things up. I think first we'll take stock of what needs to be made, and I can see there's a golem right over there that will pop up and grab us if we go too close. And so here we'll see what we can find in this. We'll take that, and the rest of this is really no use to us. Well, I guess I could grind these things to get a little bit of hide back. So that might not be a bad idea. And we'll just go check this one right out here. And it's too bad we missed that red drop. That would have been nice to pick up, and every once in a while we get something great out of there. And even if it's something that's not something that we need to use, it's almost always something very grindable. Oh, look at this. Journeyman stone hatchet. That's perfect. I know we need to make a few of those now. So I'll make one up for Butterman so that when he comes on, he'll have something that he can use to great effect. So, like I said, it's just going to be a short type of stream, taking a look at what we need to do in the short term. Obviously, like we talked about last time, we have some more caves that we need to do. There's one more cave that we haven't done, and then we actually have to do 3 rounds of each of the other caves. And here's the wyverns that we tamed up last time. A couple of those, the ones that have the magenta and the white, those are wyverns that we raised up for the boss battle. And then this yellow and blue one over there is one that we picked up an egg for. And it's a little bit lower in level, but we're just hoping for some cool colors, because I think we picked that up during the Easter event, that egg, and or it would have been laid then. And so we were lucky to get some neat colors that maybe we can breed in with these others. And then this one was one that we just hadn't tamed up a poison wyvern yet. So that's our first poison wyvern. I think it looks cool with the green and the black in there. I don't think I've seen one like that before. So that's all good. We probably need to name them up, and if they haven't been done already, and then get them into the cryopods, and that will be that. At some point, we're going to have to go around and level up all of these wyverns and rexes and everything that we have for the boss battles, but that's not today. Let's see, it looks like I have another wyvern in here. I have boss wyvern 15. So, as you probably saw last time, we get lots of eggs. And at one point we were having the dinos have mating enabled to get eggs in a pretty constant rate. I think that for us, it's about an hour or so, a little bit more than an hour between intervals where the different dinos can mate. But what was happening is we'd go off and do something, and in that time we'd come back and some of the creatures would have, okay, cool, these are already named. Some of the creatures would have already raised up their young, so it would have hatched and matured. And so we started ending up with having to okay, so this fire wyvern needs to be named. If you have any ideas, you can put them in the comments. Otherwise, I'm going to ask Butterman and his sister, who's my daughter. Let's see, and then this poison wyvern needs a name as well. And hopefully we'll get higher level ones of these as we move on. But for now, let me go ahead and I'm going to cryopod these two guys right here. But going back to what I was saying, the types of things that we need to do, we do have a little bit of the base that needs to be finished. So, you know, obviously this building right here, it's by no means done. We just started it, and nothing special, but we're thinking of putting a lot of our vaults and maybe some things in here for crafting and all, right? So when you build a big base, it's always a balancing act between getting the things that you need to get to actually complete that portion of the game, and then trying to make things look neat when there aren't a ton of things that you actually need to move through the game. You know, there are just a few different types of crafting devices and things like that. You know, little things like we were able to get a beehive, and so you go through and try to figure out things to do. I think in here we're going to make a diner. In here, this is going to be storage for our weapons and stuff, so that when Butterman and I get ready to go out and do stuff, we can have it here. So we'll have to decorate this place accordingly. And then up here, obviously, is storage for the artifacts. And here's the artifact that we got the last time we were out. But we'll hop off here and run back. I guess I need to put these wyverns away. In here, we actually up top have a windmill, and it's sitting in an ideal location, so it gets 100% wind all the time. And so then in here we have chitin, and over here we have sand, and then usually flint, but we ran out of flint for making things. So this is where we have the chemistry bench right there, and alongside it we also have the cryo fridges. So let's go ahead and that's 13, 14. Oh, sorry. That would have been 15. So we have 15 wyverns ready to go on the next boss fight, and I believe I'll just grab one more of these just in case. We have a little bit of a problem with taming jerboa because they very often look really cool. So you'll see a lot of them hanging out around the base. And let's grab that. So when we find one that's a cool color, it's really difficult not to get them. I'm gonna pet these. By petting the listros, it levels up the things that are around them more quickly. So that helps quite a bit over time. And so now I'm gonna just put the eggs in these guys here. We're gonna have to do a session of making some more kibble soon, just to get rid of all those things. And let's go ahead and put these things in here. I guess I'll hang on to that for the guys. And we'll take this upstairs. So we have these beetles. They make the fertilizer for the crops. So that's why we're able to grow so many and never have to really worry about those things. So I'm going to throw all of this in here, try to get some hide. And you know what? We have a ton of these. Don't need that. Great. Okay, so one of the first things that we do when we come on is we try to drink. If it doesn't work, which it just didn't, then we demolish that tap. And the reason is there's a glitch in the game where if we throw, let's put those in there, if we throw canteens into any of the taps which is the way you fill them, when we first log on, before having done that, then it will destroy the canteen. And that's, I guess, a glitch that has been around for years, has never been fixed like a lot of others, but you know, it's cool. We just have a ton of these taps in here that we use to break and then replace. So if you break one and you replace it, then it works for the rest of that session. So now you'll see that I can hit E and it actually drinks the water, which means it's safe to throw the canteens in. The glitch, I think, is because these pipes are connected to two water sources. One is the original one, which is this well that's down there underneath. And the other, if you notice, we have sent pipes out across the world. Where are they actually? Can you see them from here? Yeah. All the way over to an actual water source in that valley there. So, in that canyon. So that's, I guess, having to make those is the price of doing that. But it's not a big deal, so we just deal with it and move on. I do see that yellow drop, so I'm going to run over there real quick on one of the wyverns. Probably just take magenta. And so magenta is the mother of the line of wyverns that we have, all the ones colored like that. She was a wild tame that had these colors. So we thought it was cool that it came out with those. Butterman had an amazing looking fire wyvern named Ember, or Inferno. And Inferno, number one, he was tough, but number two, Megalodon saddle blueprint. Those are not on this world, so we can't use it. And so we'll drop those two. He was like a super dark orange with like black horns, and so all the bumpy bits on here were black, and he looked amazing. And we actually had, we had one of the babies show up with that hatch with that coloring. So we were able to maintain that coloring. So I think that baby right now is in a cryopod, gaining levels. So we're going to go over here and just grab these because, like I said, you never know what you're going to find. And if it's not something that we can use, we can put it in the grinder, which is where we get the majority of our metal now, right? We don't have to go out very often to get metal and things like that because we're like in the center of so many drops here. See, like this Lymantria saddle, we already have those. And we'll grab that and drop the rest. But our location gives us access to all sorts of drops all the time. And, you know, there are 3 spots with red drops that are very, very close to our base. And so we are able to very easily get a hold of things. So usually once per session or so, I go out and just gather stuff up. And let's see what we've got. If you wonder why we have so many canteens, that's why. And so this flamethrower and this, they will go straight into the grinder to get us more resources. We get a lot of flamethrowers in drops. We get a lot of chainsaws. And then, of course, a lot of saddles, and especially ones for things that we can't actually use on this world. So we end up grinding a lot of stuff, but it does make things a lot easier for us here. When we do need to get metal, right on the other side of this mesa here, I guess, there's another mesa, and the other side of that is all high-quality metal drops. For the obsidian, I think you've seen me go after that. There's some right up here in that mountain in front of me. And there's some in these mountains over here. So it's not that far. And the same with the crystal. So, and then stone is all around us. And we have some pretty good dinos to gather up that stuff. So, cool. Looks like it's going to be dark soon. And there, like I said, there's another yellow drop coming down right now. So let's get rid of this, and I will go and just throw this new canteen in here. So you can see that we've picked up quite a bit, and I have destroyed quite a bit as well with the issue, that glitch with the water. And I'm going to dump that in there. I do have this. So what type of Banta saddle? We have Ascendant ones hanging out. For a lot of these, we do have blueprints and such. Let me put these health potions back in. And we'll go out to the grinder. And we basically just fill up the grinder and then run it every once in a while. And, you know, we'll get a ton of metal and other things out of it. And there we go. Let's get rid of this. And I will go put this blueprint into the bookshelf. And there we go. So you can see a lot of the stuff that we have. I think I need to make... We'll actually go check Butterman's body so that we can see what armor he's actually missing right now. Yeah, okay, so we can make some better ones of these. So we're in a chitin chest piece. 188. That looks like it's ghillie. Yeah. And these are Mastercraft ghillie leggings, and then Ascendant chitin boots. So we'll go down and see what we have, and if we do need to make a bunch of stuff, then it's pretty easy to get the ingredients for it. So if we look at the ghillie armor, which helps you a lot on Scorched Earth. Oh, do I have those? Yeah. This is really, really inexpensive for these, so we should pull that out. Yeah, and I believe he's wearing that already. We do have this ghillie chest piece. They keep you cool and they make you difficult to find, right? So things won't just notice you coming when you use it. And so let's go ahead and check this. Okay, so I'm gonna dump these 3 in here so that I don't forget. I think it's actually, I wonder if we have enough to make these things now. Well, we can make probably these 2, just with what we have. So hide and fiber. Just gonna grab a bunch. I didn't pay attention to how much it actually needed. And I will grab out of here 1 gasoline. And the oil situation, we do have 2 wells that we'll craft 1 of those. And we'll craft 1 of these. And so that'll be good. And then we just need to get some more organic polymer for them. And we'll be able to make those. So that's not a big deal. We live right next to a desert with about 1 trillion mantis out there. And that's what you get it from. So, okay. Let's see. There's that. And let me just check. Yeah, those are the old ones. So we need to gather up polymer to make 1 of these pump action shotguns. And that doesn't take all that long. It's, you know, it's just a grind to get the obsidian and then to go, and this one actually you can do a lot of it with organic polymer, so it doesn't take as long. But the cementing paste, once again, it's just a grind to get the stone for that. We have tons and tons of chitin. And then the other thing that we need to make is 1 of these bows, because I think he lost that when he fell down into the death hole in the last session as well. This takes a little bit longer because you can see that it it takes 3,275 polymer, 2,586 cementing paste, and 2,931 metal ingots, which means that it is just barely craftable, and it has to be like crafted polymer. We can't use the organic stuff, but that's a really, really good bow. I have this bow, which has weapon damage of 509 versus 186, but I'm going to make myself 1 of these bows as well, because I really don't want to take this into a boss fight, because it was found, and it, you know, it's not something that we have a blueprint for, and if we did, it probably wouldn't be craftable, because there are only so many slots in the fabricator. But let me actually grab these pieces, and we'll throw this in here, and then I'll go put them upstairs so that he can wear them when he wakes up. I don't know why he sleeps standing up, but you know, it's just a little quirk of his. So that's really strange. Beefy, my dude, he doesn't, so I'm not sure what that's all about. But one thing I do know I need to do is pick up these guys and move them, because they're standing there every single time we need to go upstairs. And they probably have some levels on them. So I think that's enough health, right? I don't actually know what we'd use these for. We just got them because they look cool. Once again, this is one of the event colors. As you can see with all these Jerboa. But, let's see what's... Looks like I'm hungry. So, do that, and then I'll pick up ears and we'll actually put his right helmet on, which has a high enough armor value that I'm not sure that there's anything on the server that can hurt him physically, including me. I can't hit him hard enough to hurt him, so that's always a good thing when your pets are immune to damage. But still, I'm gonna go grab this yellow drop. And we'll see what we get there. So yeah, I mean, the base is functional. Looks okay. The Adobe structures and all of that, it's difficult to make them look as nice as some of the others from the standpoint of color. So painting doesn't really do that much for the most part. And let's see. GPS. And we have better blueprints than these, but more stuff to grind. The one thing I would love to find is a higher quality pistol, because that's kind of my backup defense weapon where, you know, especially on our world that's on the island. And that's something where we've built a lot out of metal and stuff like this that we can make look a lot better in wood. But here we wanted to stay with Adobe just because of the fact that we're in the desert and all. But it's kind of like, okay, when you're out there and you aren't on your dyno and you have to get rid of something really quickly, you just unload a clip on it. So okay, we'll take all of these. Because it has a very quick fire rate. Okay, and here we go. Like I said, here's another red drop coming down now. Let's just take a look around. It's going to take that a couple minutes to get down to the ground where we can grab it. But I haven't been able to find a good one. Or anything, right? So I just have the basic one on me that I'm using. Where a lot of the other weapons we've been able to get, and even the tools on Scorched Earth, it's not like some of the other maps. Here, the only way to get the better tools, you don't get them from drops. You get them by killing alphas. And I believe it's just the alpha wyvern. So when we've killed the alpha wyvern, those times that we have, we've gotten things that have kind of made life better for us. And I believe what I'm doing upstairs with that furnace that's going, I think that we are making charcoal right now because gunpowder is a commodity for us. Something that we run out of. So we'll go put this egg on you. And then take these over here. I'm gonna actually grab my weight RG. So that bird is, hello? That bird is built to carry lots and lots of stuff. So when I go out resource gathering and all of that, that's definitely the bird that I take. When I have to do other things, like if I'm going to go fight wyverns or whatever, then I end up taking my other RG. So Anyone who's played ARK before knows that you generally have a battle Archie and a weight Archie. Alright, so how many crop plots will this have? Okay, so a bunch of stuff that we don't need. And nothing to grind. So now that I have this dude, I will put the stuff away upstairs and then start gathering some resources. Okay. And this, we don't need that, we have a bunch of them. So, in this game, everything is usable. And so I just thought I'd bring you guys on to say hi, like I said, test out some new audio settings and all of that. And yeah, that is about it. So I hope you guys have a great evening, and look forward to seeing you on a stream coming up soon. And I think that we have some interesting stuff. You know, we do have that cave that we have to get done, and we do have of course a bunch of other cave runs that we'll do, but those will be kind of watching the same process again and again. And then we'll have a bunch of things that we need to level up. So that means going out for deathworms and raising up baby wyverns. We'll go and do the wyvern crag again, where we end up fighting probably 30 or 40 wyverns in there to go from one end to the other. But okay, hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, and we'll say bye for now.